Hello guys, welcome to my channel AK Tech Services. So in this video we are going to see how to use a profile rib and trajectory rib in Creo parametric. So before getting into the video, I'll just like to give you a small hint what is the purpose of rib. Rib is a structure in a design which is used to give a strength for the supporting parts, like when you having a boss to hold a stud or a nut and bolt systems, then there should be a rib towards it where you can able to increase the strength of the product. And also there is another rib, trajectory rib, which is also used to increase the strength and stiffness of the object when it is used in the casting surface or as well as in the plastic injection molding in areas. So we'll get into the video and we'll see how to create those ribs in the Creo parametric. So guys, as you can able to see in the screen, I have already created a structure in a kind of a tank like structure. To create this, I have used two commands. One is extrude. Extrude is for the length and width of 150 cross 150 and the height of 50 mm. And I have used a shell where the wall thickness is equals to 5 mm. So in this I'm going to showcase how we are going to create a profile rib and a trajectory rib. So before getting into the profile rib, I would like to have a boss or a cylindrical structure from the surface to showcase how we are going to create a profile rib. So to create a cylindrical, I just get into the sketch mode of it. I'm drawing the center lines. I'm done drawing a circle here, and this distance is like 25 cross 25. Okay, or also I would like to have 37.5 into 37.5, since we have 150 as the total distance, and the diameter of the circle, outside circle, I would like to have the value as 30 mm, and I'll just click OK. So the height of the cylinder I would like to have it as 50, which is also equals to the height of the extrude. So now we are going to have a profile rib over this surfaces to this to give support to this cylindrical boss. In case if there is any options like for example, if I'm making an extrude, oh sorry, no need of extrude, we can go with the whole command. So if I'm going to have a whole command on this with this access to the surfaces and the diameter of 20 mm and to the depth of 35 in such a way, for example, even we can have it as a conical hole of conical drilled in such a way. So now I'm going to create a plane which is parallel to the side plane and to the surface of this. So now you can able to have a cut section view through this plane and to see how we have created the cylindrical boss and a hole in it. So this hole is used to tighten with the neck neighbor parts along with the usage of nut and bolts or studs or screws, whatever it may be. So whenever you are using such a fastener along with the boss, of course there should be a straight stiffening ribs over the boss, or else there could be some possibilities due to the heavy load or the torque, the cylindrical boss may get damaged. So now we are going to see how we are going to create a rib. So in rib, there are two types of ribs are been there in Creo. One is trajectory rib and one is profile rib. For this kind of operation, we are going to use a profile rib. So I'm selecting the profile rib option, and for this I need to define the sketch. So I just click on the datum which I have drawn right now, moving to sketch view, and now I'm going to take references as a bottom surface as well as the side wall edge of the cylindrical boss. Now I'm going to create a line with this surface as well as to the boss based on the length it's required. So I need the angle between the boss cylindrical to the rib as a 45 degree, and the length should be equals to the center of this point where I'm going to have this distance as equal to 0. Either you can give it the dimension as 0 or you can able to give a coincidence for the point. So and the angle is 45. So here how I have defined the profile of the project rib. So I just click OK here, and I can able to see a rib has been generated with the thickness of 2.63 mm. If you wanted to change the thickness, you can just double click on the dimensions and you can change it as your requirement. I'm going to give 3 mm for this. In case in some conditions, if the arrow is in the opposite direction and the rib is not generated, nothing to worry. You can just flip the arrow towards the material condition. So this is how our profile rib has been created on one side, as the same way we are going to replicate on all other sides. Before that, I would like to modify the dimensions, such as I'll reduce this dimensions as 5 mm towards inside. This looks good. Now I'm going to have this profile rib on all four sides of this cylindrical boss. To make this, I'm going to use a pattern, an axis pattern command. Along with this axis, four sides on 90° on each, so I can able to have a profile rib on all four sides of the cylindrical boss. So now you can able to ensure that the strength of the cylindrical boss has been increased with the help of the profile rib. So whatever the load or the torque you're giving along with your fasteners, there won't be any damage in this. Even if you're making it in a casting or injection molding, please make sure that you have used proper round fillets in all the corners, so that it may reduce the stress concentration at the sharp corners. So this is how the profile rib has been created. The next in the same model, I'm going to explain how we are going to create a trajectory rib. So to create trajectory rib, I'm selecting trajectory rib option, and I'm going to define a sketch on this surface. I'm going to select this top surface as a references to draw a sketch. Moving to sketch view, and I'm going to select two different edge corners where my trajectory will be starts and ends. So selecting the references, I'm selecting this side surface to this side surface where my trajectory rib starts and ends. So moving to sketch view, I would like to draw a line at to define the what is the position of my trajectory rib. So here, let me create a line here. Will consonance with, so yeah, so the position of the trajectory rib can be defined with using this line. I need this to be placed in 35 mm distance from the center line. So I just click OK here. As well as same what we saw in the profile rib, a trajectory rib is also has been generated with the thickness of 2.74 mm. If you wanted to change the dimensions, you can just directly change the dimensions and thickness of the rib. The same way, in case if your arrow has been moving towards the opposite direction and the rib is not yet generated, not an issue. You can just flip the direction of the arrow and you will get rounded exposed edges, rounded internal edges, and you wanted to add a draft, you can add it a draft. For example, if I'm adding a round to the exposed edges, I will get a round in the top sides, as well as if you wanted to have in the internal edges, you can add it also same way. So this is how the trajectory rib has been generated for the model. This trajectory rib is mostly used in the plastic injection molding process to increase the strength and stiffness of the object. And also you can able to add multiple trajectory ribs where one cross another. For example, if you wanted to add, let me edit the same trajectory rib once again. I'll move back to the edit mode and I'll move back to the sketch view. If I want to draw a line in vertical from this corner to that corner, even if there is a junction or a coincidence point of these two lines, it's not at all an issue. The trajectory will be generated at that point. So I just constrained both the lines with 35 mm. You can just click OK and you can see how the trajectory has been generated, even if the profile lines has been got coincidence to each other or intersected to each other. So this is how the process of creating a trajectory rib in a Creo model, as well as the process of creating a profile rib to increase the strength of the boss or the cylindrical shapes, and also to increase the strength of the entire object whenever you're going for a casting or a plastic injection molding process. So guys, if you like this video, please like, comment and share with your friends, and also please subscribe to the AK Tech Services group, and also please follow in social media. Soon we'll get into the next video. We'll catch you later. Bye.